I Shalom. First and foremost, gonna give all praise and glory to Kwahala Yah, Bashim Yahshua, Bashim Kwakadash. Much love and respect and honors to you brothers out there on the highways and byways as no sin is spread abroad all around the world. And Shalom to the few sisters listening in silence to the spirit and power of our Lord Yah, Bashim Yahshua. So, this is in the news. Headline reads Turkey issues arrest warrants for Netanyahu, 36 more Israeli leaders over genocide in Gaza. You see? So it says Foreign Minister Sarah says Israel firmly rejects the charges. Note same Istanbul prosecutor's office recently started the arrest in Esbalo mayor merely for daring to run against Erdogan. It reads, Turkey announces Friday that it had issued arrest warrants for alleged genocide against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and 36 other senior officials in the government over the war in Gaza against Hamas. The announcement was met with a frame rebuttal from Israel. Foreign Minister Gideon Sarah says in Israel, firmly rejecting without contenting the charges, calling them the latest PR stunt by the tyrant Turkish president Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The Istanbul prosecutor's officer said in a statement that a total of 37 suspects were targeted by the arrest warrant without providing a full list. They include Israeli Defense Minister, Israel Katz National Security Minister, Tamar Ben Grief, and IDF Chief of Staff Lieutenant El Zamar. Says Turkey has accused the officials of genocide and crimes against humanity that Israel has premeditated systematically in Gaza. Israel has reportedly rejected claims of genocide as false as and anti-Semitic. Yeah, of course. That's their phrase of defense is, when somebody criticizes them or questions their credibility. Now it's always, anti-Sim, The statement also refers to the Turkish Palestinian Friendship Hospital built by Turkey in the Gaza Strip and bombed by Israel in March. The Israel Defense Forces said at the time that the facility was being used by Hamas operatives and had not been used as an active hospital for over a year. It reads, Turkey, which has been one of the most vocal critics of the war in Gaza and whose leader, Erdogan, is a longtime supporter of Hamas, last year joined South Africa's case accusing Israel of genocide at the International Court of Justice. A fragile ceasefire has been enforced in the devastation territory since October 10th as part of a U.S. President Donald Trump regional peace plan after 2 years of war sparked by the Hamas leader, critics in southern Israel on October 7th, 2023. The Islamic terror group Hamas welcomed Turkey's announcement, calling it a commendable measure, confirming the sincere position of the Turkish people and their leaders who are committed to the values of justice, humanity, and fraternities that bend them to our oppressed Palestinian people. Well, all in a nutshell is that that state of Israel is being condemned now the prophecy is now speaking. All right, according to Obadiah. Let's get Obadiah. I already got it on deck right now. So this is Obadiah, the first chapter, and it reads, "The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord, concerning Edom." Who's Edom? The so-called white man. Starting with the small headers. All right, that's Edom. That's Esau. It says, "We have heard a rumor from the land, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise, ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small against the heathen, small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised." Okay? So they're greatly despised. All right? These people are greatly despised all around the world. And it's just not over there in the East, but it's also over here in their homeland too. It's also over here in America. These so-called Jews are being greatly despised because everybody around the world is seeing their wickedness. Everybody around the world is seeing their wickedness, and now the people hate them. Even their own brethren is hating them. Okay, even their own. So this is the prophecy right here in Obadiah, the first chapter and the second verse. Okay, thou art greatly despised. Okay, so they're greatly despised all around the world. Okay. So now, the Turkish government is issuing arrest warrants against those the leadership over there in Israel, which is which ultimately that they're occupying that land that doesn't belong to them. It's neither theirs nor the Arabs. All right, they're occupying land that belongs to neither of them. Okay, because that land belongs to the Israelites, the Israelites. Okay, starting with the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Assimilable Indians. Okay, that's our true homeland. That's our land. And this is why there's no peace over there in the Middle East. All right, there's no peace because the true people are not over there. All right, the true people are over here in America. Okay, all the tribes, all 12 tribes are here in America serving their captivity. Okay, being oppressed. Okay, because of our wickedness, because we didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments 100%. All right, we didn't keep it. So ultimately, what happened was that the Most High raised up Esau to come against us. Okay, that was the curse. Okay, now we're over here in America serving slavery. But you see, the bulk of us, some of us, are waking up. There's an election that's waking up and coming back to the truth and proclaiming the true gospel. Okay, which means good news. Which the good news is that we, the people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Assimilable Indians, are the true people that the Bible speaks of, are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, not you gutter rats. All right, you're not the Israelites. You're not the Jews. All right, that's been the biggest lie that's been ever told in the history of mankind. All right, blasphemy. All right. Because the true people are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native and Seminole Indians. The reason why there's no peace over there, like I stated earlier, because the true people are not over there. Because the prophecy states in Isaiah the second chapter that when the true people go over there, when the Lord brings us back pursuant to Isaiah 11:11, when He comes back and brings us back, you know, our Lord, who the world English calls Jesus Christ, is going to dwell with us over there in the land. And if they are the true people, where is the Messiah? All right, the Messiah is not there because the Messiah hasn't returned yet. Okay, but the Messiah is soon to return. Mashiach, our Lord Yahweh Shai, is soon to return to the earth. Okay, to recover the remnant of His people, which are the Israelites, which are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native and Seminole Indians. Okay, He's coming back for us. All right, which ultimately we're scattered throughout the four corners of the earth because you're gonna have Israelites that's gonna look like these other nations, such as the so-called white man, you know, the Arab man, you know, the Chinese man, the Japanese man, you know, the East Indian man, you know, and all these other nations. All right, because we're gonna come in different colors, shapes, and forms. Okay, so this is not a black thing. This is why we don't call ourselves Black Hebrew Israelites. We call ourselves Hebrew Israelites. Big difference. All right, because we come in different shapes, colors. All right. All right, we're all over the world. We're all over the place. Okay, like roaches. Okay, we're all over the place like roaches. Okay. So you're going to have Israelites that's going to look like these other nations. Okay. That's also going to be delivered too. All right. But overall, in a nutshell, this man is going down. You know, this is the end of his kingdom. You know, all these nations are coming up against him now. And it's only a matter of time. Okay. We're right there. Okay. So the prophecy is speaking and not lying no more. All right. We're right there. We're actually witnessing the downfall of this man's society right before your very eyes. So with that, all praises and glories due to Yahweh Bashem Yashai, Bashem Rakwakadash, Shalom.